It's cultural, it's educational, it's promotional. It's Tots and Teens in Focus and Guyana Tots and Teens with youths of the community and how can the community help our youths. Your host is Patricia Trim, CEO founder of Tots and Teens in Focus and Circle of Dynamic Women of Power, meeting your needs in the community. Welcome to Thoughts and Teens in Focus. I'm your host, Patricia Trim. Welcome you to another edition of Thoughts and Teens in Focus. Well, you know, the situation is that we don't have much children now. We just have to talk about children and talk about life of today and the life of the yesteryear. Yes, we had as children had days too, just like what you have. We didn't have technology, but we had other things that we find fascinating. Even the other day I was telling someone the way how we would go into the yard and play hopscotch, skipping, run to catch you, hide and seek, because there was no other alternative that we could go and sit um, to look at. You know, we're going to play marbles, we're going to play crossword, or we play X's in box. We did a lot of mind games. We create a lot of mind games. We play licky, you lick and pinch, look, throw the brick and catch it. And that's how we play. We had our play time. So we were in groups or gang of groups. You have the rich gang, you have the poor gang. The rich gang, parents may be little higher. They can give them uniform. They could give them earbuds. They can press their hair, and and they could make them look nice to school. The poor gangs, the parents can't afford to press their hair. They come with their hair very stumpy, and so you were not allowed in that gang. You were allowed in the gang with the press hair, and I hear all this press because I had some cousins who used to press hair. So every end of every school, our hair will be pressed and plaiting too, and go out with your bows to the every end of term. So that if you don't have those things, you couldn't associate with the gang of great. But the gang of less, those are there. They barely have their uniform. Some of them uniforms so white it torn. Parents couldn't afford to give them a new uniform for school. They couldn't afford to wear. Some of them came bare feet because they didn't have it. They had to come bare feet, and some came with rubber dinky. I know rubber dinky was one boots that I didn't like, but I will cut it up. At one time, my mother purchased a brown yachting boots. And that yachting boots is where boys used to wear. Only that color was the boys, the white was the girl. And she decided to buy the brown. Oh my God, I just cut it up again. But when I cut it up, she said, you will wear it just like that. So I had to go down with my brown yachting boots cut up. However, I was the leader of the gang too. If you don't put me in the game, I'm going to wait for you outside. I like um what's his name? Oh God, I'm going to wait for you outside. I'm going to fight you outside. So like that, I was always in the game and in the nose. And then we have, as usual, children. We had fights. I was the fireman. I was the fireman. I will always got to bring fire on my hand, and I holding you up to go to fight. I was the fireman. So these are the games that we went on, but we fight. We fight school against school, children against children. In the class, we don't fight. I was a big fighter. I fight it in the school where the teacher is there, the headmistress is there, that nobody can bank me. But those were days that we had good times. So you young people, we know is youths of the community and how can the community help our youths. We know all about what went on and how school is. But today, we, you folks have guns, have knife, and wanted to rip people apart and all the way. Like fighting was fun. Fighting was real fun. It wasn't gun battle. It wasn't a knife battle. It was fun because they're going to get a fight in the back dam today, and everybody head to the back dam. I was a fireman, fire burn my hand. And then when I went back to school, somebody tell the headmistress she was the fireman. Oh, the face, Miss Gary said, "Oh, you the fireman? Open your hands. Can't play with the kid." So, it was real fun in those days to know that even when we fight, it was a fight of love, a fight of understanding, not a murderous fight, not a killing fight, but we'll fight. We had all those fighting days. We had all those last Lalic days. We know in school you had to be in the clique of press hair, your little gold earring, your uniform well pressed, your body's inside well clean. All these things had to be for you to be in the clique of greatness, whose parents are teachers, whose parents are this. You got a fridge in your house, you got a gas stove in your house. Well, then you are our friend. You are welcome. Your parents have their own home, so you are welcome to that. And if you're not having your own home, or you're just living in a small little thatch or a range house, you weren't really counted to be in the clique. But with all we were in the clique, we were playing together. We were playing hopscotch. We're going to play hopscotch. We're going to play skipping. We're going to play lick and pinch. We're going to play run and touch me, hide me. We're going to play is the boys will play basketball, but we will play rounders. So there were so many games that we could occupy ourselves in school that made us what we are today. We had an enjoyable time in school. School days were the best days. School days were the happiest days because we all glad to go to school. When your parents say you can't go to school, you cry, you cry, you cry because you're missing a lot of fun. There wasn't nothing home but listening to the radio. There wasn't nothing home but you got to work, you got to clean, you got to do this. So you were just glad to be in school. And school was paradise. It was a paradise. You weren't afraid to go to school. You were happy to be in school. And now on Friday afternoon, you're happy to be on the back down with the fireman. Fire, burn my hand. I was always a fireman. Yes, I was always a fireman. I was always setting up the fight. So, that was the life that we live and the life that we had as children, as young people, and we had to respect our elders. We had to respect our elders because our elders go home and tell our parents we know what we will get. Or if our parents come to school and the teacher tell our parents what we did, we know what we will get. So you never wanted to get those things because those things, those blows was embarrassing, and everybody will watch at you and everybody will say, "Oh, she mother coming to school and beat her." Well, I got all of that, because I'm the fireman. Yes, and that was the way that we enjoy life in school. We had our days. We had our days to walk barefoot, to wear rubber dinky to school, to wear the flip flop to school. Because you don't have it. That's what you have. I remember, I'm with my sneaker, my yachting, white yachting and sneakers, and we had a girl in our group. We going to walk down the road and we're going to stray. We are strayers, and I never saw her in any type of yachting or anything. She always with a slippers on her foot to school. But as I get older now, I wonder why. But then I get to realize she was the granddaughter of granddaughter and her aunt too was in the group. And her aunt, they were actually same age. And her aunt would always be well dressed, and she did not have much. But anyhow, she's in Canada and she get more than much. So these are the things that you see, as you growing up. You see, there's another thing that we had, like we strayed in the hospital. Children, y'all don't have those days. We used to go and just to see who's sick, who in abortion ward, who is this and who is that, and we will go in the ward, roam the ward, and then also we will be roaming the mortuary. Yes, the mortuary, you know. So one day, this man who is the so yes, one day that we all like to go and peep dead in the mortuary in Amsterdam. Because we were a gang of strayers. We stray, we go to the family property to pick all the fruits. We got to view the hospital, we got to view the burial ground. So this day, the guy that he is the driver of there, he works with his partner, and he decided, we comes in every day and he said for us, man, you know what that man do? That man wait when we going to peep, because we got to peep the dead and we're not staying inside. We're going to go and peep and think, wait when we all go inside to peep. And he came easy behind me and he locked the door with us inside the mortuary. Oh my God, we thought the dead right. So because they say, sometimes people fall into trance and then they wake up. So he locked us up inside there. Then he opened up. Oh God, we could have collapsed. We faint. So every time we go now, we didn't stop going to peep in the mortuary. We continue going, but when we go, we would always look to see if he is around. If he's around, we're not going into the mortuary. We don't go to the window and we're going to peep. So one day, they had a dead that there was an inspector. They found his body after much days. He was skeleton. And then he had a baby that was born, burnt up in a house. And everybody going and people. So I decided I want to be, but I was so short, I couldn't reach up to the window. You know that man do? Raise me up and push me into that window. Man, I kick up such a kick up. Whew. So anytime we go into the march, we always got to look around to see if he is around or if anybody is coming. And that was days. That was days that we have fun. We mix with the living and the dead. We go into the hospital and check the wards. We were a pack of strays, but we were good strays. We weren't bad strays. When school over, that was the fun that we have after, because we know when we go home, we are locked down. We got homework, we are locked down, we got housework to do. We got this to do, we got babysitters. Well, I had a lot of babysitters and brothers to take care of. So when I go home, I got a lot of those to do. So, and then the last place we got to pass is the burial ground. Everybody funeral, we go in and peep the dead. When we peep in the dead, we watch it to see their breathing. If the eyes got open at that time, they couldn't paste some eyes like before. You used to see the eyes half open, or the eyes, something. They got to put a big penny on the eye to keep it closed. It wouldn't close the time. Then they used to paste eyes. So we used to watch and see. Then you're going to see who hollered down and who screamed down and who, it was fun. The living and the dead, we all went where we want to go. We go to the family property. We go to the farm, we pick fruits. It was fun. It was fun, but it was no killing, no this. We were fighting. They had school against schools, Roman school against mission school against Scots school or English school. So we had those days. We had those days. We know what it is, you young people. We know what we had to endure. We know, but it was fun. Not like today. You taking lives of young people. You killing your brothers and your sisters. You shooting them with gun. You're doing all these type of things. You just become murderous, coming with a gun, shooting, and all the way like that. Those were the fun time that we had as children. Those were the respect that we have to give to elders. Those were the school rules, and we had to follow the rules, or else you'll be sent home. And if you sent home, your parents get to know that you're not in school. You know what you will get, and you know what will happen. So those were the days that it was enjoyable, it was loving, it was memories. You know, you had your teachers there, you had to respect them, and all the way like that. It was wonderful to know that we could have been in school. It was enjoyable, although some may not have the uniform. But today, I see some people who I know that didn't have nothing much. They're really wealthy. They're really doing well. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. Today for me, tomorrow for you, that we always have to respect each other, no matter what may be their situation. If they don't have today, you never know what God is planning for them for tomorrow. And those who had, you never know what God is planning not to give. So those were the things that really people really had to endure. And this is the type of thing that when you see someone is down, do not bring them down, because you don't know their rising day is coming. Their blessing is coming, it's on the way. You know, they may have a different picture altogether. They may come to a beautiful life, you know. They may endure a beautiful time. So that is what young people, that you got to take into consideration. Do not abuse your schoolmates today. You don't know where they are going tomorrow. Tomorrow they may be president, they may be elected officials, they may be councilman. You know, there's something great in each and every one of us. And even those who may have it all, there's something bad in each and every one of us, because some of us end up in places that we never expected to be, because the life that we live and the life that we endure in our lifetime, you know. So that's all I have to say about you young people. And I just hope that you will find that interesting to know who you are, and try to make a difference in your community. Try to make a difference in your school. Um, don't encourage fighting. You know, as I said, if you well, snitch, they call you snitch, and they kill people because you snitch. You know, come on, we got to come together. We got to cut out the word snitch and let all the children know that we are loved. We are in it together. Black lives matters. All lives matter. That we're not supposed to encourage attacking people like what is going on. They're attacking different races. I may not like all the races, but I hate to see that people are attacking people for no reason at all. You know, I mean, black people went through a lot from the white people torment. The white supremacists, the KKK, they burn people, they do black people a lot of things. They hang them and all these type of things that white KKK, the white supremacists did to black people. But yet still in our heart, when we see a black person attacking somebody, we are still saying it should not happen, because that is what God made us. He made us to love unconditionally. He made us to understand unconditionally. He made us to do things that is right. And it's hurt in our heart to see people are being, elderly folks are being attacked with all kind of different weapons. Look, the other day, the man running with a pole to hit a man in his head. He could have killed that man, you know. So these are the things that is happening, that is not nice in the society of today. And I want to stretch on that these problems arise because, you know, I love my dear social worker, but because of their job, they had to do things that wasn't nice to them. They had to take children out of their home because they're afraid parents will hurt them. But you know, hurting child always don't care how the parents hurt them. Sometimes they just want to be with that parents. And I feel to myself, and now when I spoke to a social worker, she said that is what they're thinking now. That is what they're doing now, not to remove them from their home, but to work with the parents and see what's going on and see how the child will survive. Because if they get into the home of the parents, there will be more protection for the children. And if the parents maybe mentally abuse physically abused, emotionally abused. Those parents, sometimes they get the children and then they cannot take it because what they had to endure in their life, taken away from their home, end up in prison. And they came out to prison and they don't want to take any more responsibility and things. And I said in social work, these are the things that social workers should be doing, working with the parents. She explained to me, she said, it's not the social worker that's make them don't go back to their home. It's the judge who order them to be in different homes, and they know it's affecting them psychologically. And I was listening to the social workers graduation, and I wrote on their page what they are doing to people, and I do hope that the system will change so that social worker could be more active of helping parents and child relationship. When I look into the prison, I see all these children are in the prison. All these children are in the prison, um, and parents getting pregnant. I'm going to talk about it because it is something that is not nice that children are being born in prison, and their parents are being um, born in prison. Oh God. And their parents are in prison. I was speaking to one elected official. He said what he saw one time: a woman they shackle her, and she's giving birth in shackles. How bad can she be in prison that they will have to shackle a woman while she's giving birth? A pain that is painless, and you shackle her. The system is bad. What I say, and I say it over and over, and I say, prison is bodies for money. The white supremacist policemen come out and pick up people just to fill the demand that they have by the commissioner of police and by the society who owns the prison. The prison is not run by the government, but it's run by judges. It is run by white supremacists. It is run by KKK. So they want bodies money because the state give them money for each prisoners that get into prison. Young people, avoid the prison. We know they are there to take you back in the prison. The prison become this is a modern day society, modern day prison. No longer they are bringing you from Africa, but they're taking you right here and put you in prison. And they shackle their mind because what happened when they get so accustomed not being taking care of themselves and being in the prison. You sit here, they become like a child. They go out and they don't want to come. They want to come back in. One woman, she is so bummed that she turned and said she got to go to court um, today, but she's not going to court. They will have to come and pick her up so that she could go back. Because why? She has no way to live. She has no job to get. They send her out there. They didn't send her to a job. They don't allow you to get back into society. They deny you a job. They put your name in the system. They take your fingerprint and they put you in the FBI list so you can't get a job nowhere that you go. That is what America do to black people. That is what America destroy our black people. So they will never get a job, and the best place for them is to go back into prison. you know I do hope that you social worker can speak up, and the judges who are doing that, they should be jailed because they are bodies of money, and they should not be sitting in a county that is giving away our children to the prison system or to the social work, the system of America, for them to be adopted by people or to go into the Jews center, because the Jews set up a lot of centers that children can go because the state pays them money. The state pays them money for bodies. So that is what they get. And this ought to stop. It ought to stop. Because the Jews empire is building. The Jews empire is building with black people in it. That's my take. I speak nothing else but the truth and nothing else but the truth about what is going on. So our children is my concern. The children of today is the future leaders for tomorrow. I may not be here tomorrow, but you know, my voice will be in the wilderness that somebody will hear and somebody will listen. So thank you all for listening. Thank you all for giving your input. And I know that they have the elected officials that are running. There's so much, and all these elected officials, when you see they want to get into office, they come and they talk, Jim Cock, bring Ram Goat. And when they get into office, is Ram Goat don't want Jim Cock. So that is what goes on. You know, we got to hold them liable for what they say once they are in that office. We have to protest when they don't do what is right because they made a promise to do what is right. Because every time it's been going on for years, years and years and years. When you go to the office, you can't see them. The chief of staff there, you can't see them. They are there. They're there. When they're finding time to go around to people for their votes, they should find time to speak to their constituent. Not only give them some food when they have what they call it, day Puerto Rican, Black and Puerto Rican Day, and you come to my office and I find little food and I give you. No, we don't need food. We need your input in the community. We need you to encourage our community members to attend community board meeting in their district. We need you to encourage parents to attend teachers meeting. Let them know what is going on. Only in the school, or you're sending a note to the parents. Let them go to the meeting. That's it. And parents in the community, attend your community board meeting. Attend your parents, teachers meeting. Attend it because it's important. You have the power in your hand. Just because you could vote outside, go vote there. So right can be established for your children and for the community. Well, that is all Patricia has to say, you know. Let me slap her mouth. Because her mouth is so saucy and she say what she said as she want. You know, right is right, wrong is wrong. Let right be the guide of our vision and our inspiration with our community and youths of the community, and how can the community help our youths. Thank you all for listening. Join me again next week with another talk about youths of the community and how can the community help our youths. And then we have some more play days. We'll try to invite others to come in so that they can be able to talk about their play days, not childhood days, play days. This is Patricia Trim from Tots and Teens in Focus. I love you all and God bless you.